Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to go over my second Rolex in my collection. So a little bit of backstory here. I actually walked into the Rolex boutique hoping to get a different watch, and I walked out with this one. So originally I wanted a Yachtmaster 40, the one with the rhodium dial. I really love how the light blue hands play on that gray slate dial. I also actually like the blue dial version too, with the red hands, the way that the red contrasts against that deep blue. So I would have been happy with either, but when I went in, similar story, they don't have the watch. But after talking with the sales associate, I basically described that I liked quirky watches. I like watches that have a little bit something different about them. And I told them how I had my Milgauss, how I really liked my Milgauss because it was a bit funky and you got the orange playing off the blue with the green sapphire. And then he actually suggested something, and he went back and brought out the watch, and it was the AirKing. At first I was put off because it has a stigma in the community. A lot of people don't seem to like the watch, and I honestly never looked at it too closely. When I held it in my hands, the more I looked at it, the more I actually started to like it. And then this current generation is actually a little bit different. I actually don't like the previous generation with some of the things that are on the watch, but yeah, I'll go over them as I get through unboxings. Why don't we go ahead and get started? The Rolex box is very standard. You got the crown on the box, and then you've got the iconic green Rolex box. Inside the box, we have the AirKing. So pretty standard. You've got the AirKing on the pillow. You've got the stuff in the back. You've got the hang tag. You've got the user manual, and then you've got your warranty card. So if we take a closer look at the watch, it's a little bit funky, right? The watch is different. You have the Arabic numbers and you have 05, which helps balance out the feel and symmetry of the watch, but 05 in itself feels a little bit weird. Also, the coloring on it, you've got the green and the yellow, and then you've got the green second hand. Personally, I actually really love this watch because it is a little bit funky. So that green and yellow, just that touch of yellow, it looks really nice. If you look at the numbers, you'll see that the 3, 6, and 9 look a little bit different because that's where the Chromolite Lume is. And then you've got it on the 12 o'clock. You look at the bracelet, you got the Oyster bracelet, and it is a brushed steel bracelet, which I actually think I prefer over to the polished center links. The polished center links, they look more dressy, but they scratch so easily. And this brush looks very nice, and it doesn't show scratches that easily, which I appreciate. So take a closer look at the watch. So like I said, it is a screw down crown. You can wind it up. It's got 100 meters of water resistance. Power reserve on this is pretty good too. It's 70 hours. If we look at the case back, it is closed like most Rolexes. It's a pretty straightforward watch. There's no date. It's just the time, hours, minutes, seconds. It's a very good looking watch. Also a watch with rich history, which is also pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look at the measurements. So this is supposed to be a 40 millimeter watch. Let's take a look. This is a 40 millimeters on the case diameter. We've got case thickness, I'm getting about 12 millimeters for case thickness. Lug to lug is about 47.4 millimeters. And the bracelet, it starts at 20.4 millimeters and it goes down to about 16.4 millimeters. So pretty good taper on the bracelet. It does feel very nice on the wrist. So let's do a couple more things. One is I want to look at the lume. So the lume on this watch is actually pretty cool. It's got very bright lume, and the color is, it's got like this bluish tint, almost like a teal or a turquoise, which I really like. So if we look here, you can see the lume. Even in this bright light, you can see the lume, and it's actually quite bright. So in the dark, you can see that it's very bright even in the dark. And there's a lume on the seconds hand as well, which is, I found, not as typical of most watches that have lume on them. You can clearly see the 3, 6, and 9 and in the 12 o'clock position, and this lume actually lasts for a very long time. This watch with the bracelet is about 145 grams. Let's see if we can get a rough idea of accuracy. So it looks like it's running at +1 seconds per day, which is really good. Pretty impressive. So last but not least, let's throw it on the wrist. There we go. Just a reminder, I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and so it feels very nice. It fits very well. The brushed steel looks great and very simple, very straightforward, but I think a good looking watch. So what do you think about the AirKing? Is the hate in the community justified? Or is this watch just one of those underrated watches? Let me know down in the comments. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.